LuMi Dining is one of the names that comes up consistently when talking about the best fine dining in Sydney, so I was excited to see if it was worth the hype. Considerately, the restaurant is up for accommodating an omakase menu and a tasting menu. The first dish is the gunkan, which features uni or sea urchin on rice and stracciatella cheese. I'm not a fan of uni, but this one was among the fresher ones, and the cheese actually worked very well with it. Our next course was the comté gougère, a choux pastry cheese ball dusted with what tasted like Shape's cheddar dust. This was a delicious flavour bomb, with the cheese filling still incredibly light. Like a fashion collection, LuMi's tasting menu had a thread of flavours that would pop up across a number of dishes, and the cream in the gougère would be a familiar note in later dishes. The bluefin tuna was next, presented beautifully in a pumpkin crispy tart with fried carrots. The tangerine gelée and yuzu ponzu seasoning rather overwhelmed the delicate flavours of the fish, so this wasn't my favourite. LuMi's tart game was absolutely on point though. Our next course, amaebi, combined kombu, gochujang, marigold, and what tasted like capsicum gelatine. It was a very unique flavour that was hard to describe, at once savoury and delicately spicy. The potato and wagyu was an omakase dish, and definitely one of the highlights. Was it like a premium hash brown? Yes, but you truly can't go wrong with that. Beetroot and trout followed, which was a decent bomb of saltiness and fish roe, balanced out nicely by the sweetness of the beetroot. Like the bluefin tuna, the Moreton Bay bug was more of a soft texture to accompany a crispy flaky pastry sandwich of chicken skin. Scampi toast was next, which had a great texture from the Japanese shokupan. It's hard to believe we only then started on the main, but the duck egg was a striking way to kick it off. This was a warming chawanmushi-like dish that was halfway between a soup and a mousse, revisiting the warm cheesy note of the choux cream, but much richer. The crudo that came next was perfectly placed to cut through the richness. I found the vinaigrette not too tart or vinegary, and very pleasing to eat. The next dish was one of my highlights, and it was an impeccably light toothfish fillet in macadamia cream and spanner crab. The cumin oil and pickled radish introduced two really unique flavours that cut through and enhanced the experience. Chef's kiss, no notes. The marron itself was smoky and perfectly tender, but it was the sauce that really surprised me. Herby, chivy, creamy, and had a lemongrass note that took me instantly to Southeast Asia. The agnolotti was another highlight of the meal. This was essentially a leek and truffle ravioli soup dumpling without the meatball. The light, cheesy, creamy umami filling exploded in your mouth and at the perfect temperature to be warm but not tongue-burning, which is just showing off at that point. The quail pie rounded out our meal. Like a few other delicate meats before it, I felt like the quail meat was more of a texture than a flavour and dominated by the black miso paste. This kaffir lime and strawberry was a standout way to kick off dessert. The fried olives at the top really made the dish, and I'm still thinking about it. The coffee and coconut was essentially a deconstructed tiramisu. No challenging flavours here, but a fun, refreshing texture that reminded me of Dippin' Dots. Overall, LuMi's dishes are undeniably beautiful, inventive, and does right by its fusion moniker.